Hello everyone. Before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment saying where you're from and when you watched. That way, YouTube will continue to show you stories like this. Now, let's get started. That winter. Thick fog covered the entire village, making the already gloomy atmosphere even colder. People closed their doors tightly. Few dared to go out after sunset. But the fear did not disappear because of that. They often heard a soft lullaby echoing. From the ancient temple, the voice like that of a bride anxiously waiting, mixed with the distant sound of wedding bells. Such chilling scares caused many people to fall into a state of insomnia and panic. In the village, there was a scholar named Thomas, famous for his extensive knowledge. He did not believe in the horror stories that the villagers passed down. Determined to find an answer, he spent many nights studying ancient books, learning about traditional wedding ceremonies. Thomas discovered that, in ancient customs, if a wedding was abandoned, the bride's soul would forever be bound, unable to be released. This made him even more curious. Was Anna the living proof of that curse? Thomas decided to enter the ancient temple on a full moon night by himself. He prepared a pen and ink, a bronze mirror, and some ancient talismans he found in a book. As soon as he stepped through the threshold, a cold air immediately hit him, making him shiver. Inside, a blue light flickered, and in the middle of the main room, the wedding banquet table appeared dimly. Invisible guests sat in 2 rows of tables, but their faces were empty. Only their eye sockets were deep. On the altar, Anna stood there, her eyes sparkling as if containing an ocean of sorrow. She asked, her voice echoing as if from the bottom of a well, "Have you seen my husband?" Thomas trembled, but still firmly replied, "I came to free you." Immediately, laughter erupted from hundreds of ghostly guests, echoing like the sound of metal rubbing. Ghost stories about the unfinished wedding suddenly appeared before his eyes. Thomas quickly raised the bronze mirror and chanted a spell. The reflected light made Anna step back, her face changing from sadness to ferocity. She screamed. The sound made the whole temple shake. When Thomas thought he would be swallowed, suddenly, a strong wind blew him out the gate. He fainted until the next morning. He woke up on the cold ground, still holding tightly to the cracked bronze mirror. On the mirror, the crack formed the shape of a wedding flower. In the middle of the flower was a bright red eye. From that day on, Thomas never dared to return to the ancient temple again. He could only warn the villagers that wedding cannot end, and the bride will forever look for a replacement. Since then, the haunted stories in the village have become even more terrifying. Some people said that they saw Thomas's figure standing in their dreams, but his face was haggard, his eyes were lifeless. He muttered, "Don't let her look into your eyes, otherwise you will be dragged into the eternal banquet." Many people believed that Thomas was haunted. His soul was no longer free after that encounter. The incident made the atmosphere in the village even more stifling. Any wedding must be held quietly, without music, without a bride procession. It is believed that if the wedding is too grand, Anna will come and demand a groom of her own. The chilling scares continue, imprinted in the minds of each generation. Another night, a group of curious young people tried to sneak into the ancient temple to verify Thomas's story. They brought alcohol and flashlights, joking that they would record it to prove that everything was just imagination. But at midnight, the villagers heard a loud scream from the ancient temple, followed by absolute silence. When dawn broke, the group disappeared, leaving only the phone with the last recording. The screen shook violently, then showed the image of a bride in a white dress, her smile unusually long. Behind her were hundreds of empty faces clapping their hands in congratulations. The horror stories from that video made even the most skeptical person shudder. Since then, no one has dared to joke about the legend of the Forgotten Bride. The ancient temple still stands there, decaying and silent, but every time the moon is full, light flickers from within, and the faint sound of wedding music echoes. The people can only pray, hoping that one day, the secret behind the groom's disappearance will be solved, so that Anna can let go of her resentment. But will that secret really bring liberation, or just open the door to an even more horrifying tragedy?